Well, we have an update today on a story that we first told you about yesterday about an Aloha couple stuck in a Mexican hospital after a freak accident. David and Cristina De Loyola went on a vacation in Puerto Vallarta, and on their last day, David was severely injured in a horseback riding excursion. He wound up in the hospital and was not going to be allowed to leave until they paid their hospital bill in full and without insurance. So Ashley, you first brought us this story yesterday, and you talked with a couple today. We've got some good news to report.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning to an email from David's wife, Cristina, this morning, and she told me that they will likely get to go home actually in a couple days. What's really random in a turn of events, a hospital administrator where they are saw our story. Someone passed along the link. They watched it, and the hospital agreed to work with the De Loyola's health insurance provider, that's Kaiser, and they're going to work it out directly so that Kaiser can help pay the hospital and get them out of there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that means David and Cristina will get to come home this week. They will get to spend Christmas with their 3 daughters, which they can't wait to do. So a little backstory here. So because they didn't take out a specific travel insurance policy with a medical coverage component, their insurance, Kaiser, wasn't going to reimburse their medical costs until they got back home and provided receipts, which is actually a common thing we found out. So that meant the De Loyolas were going to have to find a way to pay the entire hospital bill, which would have been thousands and thousands of dollars. So now it sounds like the hospital will work with them to get them through this really difficult time so they don't have to come up with all of that money just in order to literally leave the hospital and leave the country.
It's just a nightmare situation. It does get you really thinking about that travel insurance as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is the beginning of the first steps. There's still a long road ahead for David here.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, this first step is just getting back home. They're from Aloha. They want to get back to Oregon. Unfortunately, David will likely need surgery on his thigh. He had some pretty severe muscle tears in his leg. He's also a mechanic. So Cristina said he doesn't really have access with the type of job he does to disability coverage. So he's going to be out of work, and they will, of course, have a lot of financial hurdles. But they're staying thankful. They're staying grateful. They get to come back. And Cristina told me in her email, I'm going to be one of those people who kisses the ground that I walk on when we land.
I can't imagine what that's going to feel like to just finally be home and healing at home.
Yep.
All right. Thanks so much, Ashley.